Hi, and welcome to Phasmophobia. Thank you for joining us for this lovely training session today. I just watched a video where they had no clue what to do or how to use the items, and it was hilarious. And I just thought, okay, even though uh, I've only started playing this on console since its release on October 29th, and I have over 300 hours in it, but I've watched it for years, and I love this game. And I've even taught a few people how to play the game, and one of my students just went from being a van princess to just completing their apocalypse gold, and I was so proud. So I wanted to do this video of what it's like for somebody playing this game for the very first time. I wanted to give some tips, some hints, and just basically make a guide and a rundown of everything. Now I'm going to go through the training so you don't have to, but if you want to complete the game for the completionist badge, you do have to go through the training. But most people don't. And they've never been through the training despite playing. They learn by friends or videos or anything like that. But I just wanted to make a video going through the training just to see what it's like and to do a match when you with the starter items that you get playing Phasmo for the very first time. As they say, let's get into it. We know who that's by. If you know, you know. So, we're going to go through the training. Yes, let's go.
Welcome to your first day at Ghost Hunting Distribution. Read
Mm-hmm.
the whiteboard to get started.
Well, thank you, sir. I certainly will. Now, one hint I have, this is your journal. All these buttons are for PlayStation. Now, they will be different for Xbox, and they will be different for PC. Uh, but as of now, it's for PlayStation. So I opened my journal, and if you are American, yeah, I highly recommend this. Go to your options, go to degrees. Please change it to Celsius because it's just so much easier to look at a thermometer quickly and like, oh, it's a 0 point something, bam, that's freezing. Or if you're walking around amateur, as you will for your very first case, your very first hunt, and if you have it on Celsius and the whole house is 20, as soon as you walk into a room and it starts going down, that tier 1 thermometer, and drops to that 15, bam, you found your ghost room. So I do recommend going from Fahrenheit to Celsius. It just makes it so much easier to look at it quickly and go, that's freezing, or that's not freezing, or this is the ghost room, and run and get other things because time is of the essence in a lot of these games. With that, let's resume. Hello, ghost hunting. So I'm going to grab a flashlight. We got 4 flashlights here. I'm going to grab one. This is on. Now, one other tip for the flashlight. If you decide to use a flashlight, I'll show you when I get into another item. Flashlights are a way to lead ghosts to you. If you have your equipment on during a hunt and you hide and your flashlight's still on, you will most likely die. So make sure that equipment is off. Let's go. Now, the first object of Phasmophobia in going to any house or map is to find the ghost room. That would be most likely the ghost room that is showing frozen breath, but that does not mean it is freezing temps. So that's what we're going to do. Let's get into it. Okay. Also, with ghosts, certain activities and high interactions will also suggest, hey, this may be the room. But just because there is activity in a room doesn't mean that's the room. It may have done an activity next to its ghost room. So I don't think it's here. Next room. I see coffee
Head
cup.
through the door to the next section.
Yes, I thank you very much. Can I explain? Thank you. So I'm continuing looking for objects that have been moved or thrown. Not here. Oh, look at that. I've entered a room. There's objects on the floor. Ooh, I heard that. So this, most likely, would be the ghost room, because it's throwing things at me. I think I found you. Bye-bye. Oh, you see that? That's what I mean. That most likely means that this is the room. On to the next. Now, the one main important thing about this game, that when I watched that video, they stayed in the dark. Not when you're amateur and you're starting out for the very first time. The being in the dark will drain your sanity and get you to a point where you are huntable, and eventually you'll get 0. And if you haven't gotten your evidence by that point, you have no sanity pills to bring it up. And it will be very, very hard to continue to figure out the ghost, because you're going to get constantly hunted. So let's take our medicine and bring that sanity up.
Good job.
Thank you. I thought so too. So again, sanity will get lowered by standing in the dark. So with amateur, your breaker will be on. So turn on those lights. It's like a stay in the light challenge. Now you will have to be in the dark for certain things like spirit box, which I'll show you later as we progress through the training, and looking for dots. So you'll see it's all in here. So we got one, and we're moving on. Now, the next thing, as I said, when you enter, you want these lights on immediately. My goal is I turn on a light, check the thermometer. Nope. So lighting. Each location has a maximum amount of lights that can be turned on at once. If you turn on too many lights and exceed this number, the fuse box, or breaker as we call it, will shut off. Too many lights. Just turn it on. Turn it on.
Well done.
Oh, look at that. I broke my breaker. Now I have to find it and flip that switch back on. So what I do in the dark room, I immediately turn on the light. I check to see if it's the ghost room by temperature. Nah, it's still a 20. Turn the light off. Move on to the next room. Do it again. Turn that light off. Move on to the next. That's how you avoid tripping up the breaker. And by doing that, if the breaker does go off, it won't be because you broke it with turning on too many lights. It will be because the ghost turned it off. On to the next. Now, EMF. As I say, this is not a spirit box. This is not the radio. This is the EMF. EMF will detect energy that has been left behind by whatever the ghost interacts with. They only last about 20 seconds. So you got to be quick. You see that? You rush over, check the EMF. Now, when you get more than one object, you can cycle through. Now, as you can see, I've got my flashlight on, and I'm cycling to the EMF, which I just can turn on and off. As you see, even though I'm holding my EMF, my flashlight's still on, because it was on when I toggled. Now, if you do this during a hunt, you're going to get found and you're going to die. So, you've got to make sure it's off when you need to hide for a hunt. And make sure nothing is in your hand that is on. Got it? Alright, let's go. So, I am looking if I've kind of found the ghost room by the thermometer, which I will tell you is the best way of finding the ghost room on amateur. Next, oh, look at that.
Nice
Oh,
work.
see that? Immediately, that needle went past the 5. If it does not go past that 5, it would not be EMF 5 evidence. Oh, that's it. We can go. Moving on. Ultraviolet. Ultraviolet are the footprints and the fingerprint residue left behind when a ghost interacts with objects. If you find UV handprints or footprints, make sure to note them on the evidence page. So one thing about UV is sometimes See, here's the footies leading up to the door. Sometimes I would put salt down and put the UV down, and I wouldn't get footy prints, but then I would find handprints. So just because you don't immediately get footprints doesn't mean it's not UV. So you can't rule it out until you double check that it touched a bunch of things and you checked multiple times and got no fingerprint. Who did I know where to show y'all? We said don't leave. We'll always be with you. Now my trick is I will lean back, look up, throw it up. Hold on. I know. Oh, see, I will go back and look. Hold on. It did it last training session. I got this. Ah, there we go. And by doing that, leaving it by a door or a window or or a light switch, that's a usually good way of finding UV. So if it opens the door, I do my little UV trick, and then I can see if it's opened. Next, my favorite part, but I hate the tier 1 thermometer. But it's the best way, starting at amateur for your very first game ever, of finding the ghost room. Ghosts are known for making the area around them colder, but some ghost types will push these temperatures below freezing, which means past the 0. And if you have it on Celsius, you don't have to worry about, wait, is 31 freezing? You know, you don't have to remember it. You can instantly look at the low numbers and automatically tell. It's just so much easier with Celsius. When navigating around a location, you may notice your breath being visible in front of you. If you find this, it may be worth checking out the temperature. It's most likely the ghost room. Now, the last training, it was this very first room. Is it going to drop? No, it is not. I have freezing breath, but this room is actually going up. It's not this room. Next room. Will it go down below the 5? No, it's not going that way. Wait. Yes. See? Oh, come on. You went below. You're just going. Oh, it's hovering right at 5. Well, let's check the other rooms to be sure. Wait a minute. You turned on the light in here. I didn't turn on this light. And that can happen in a house. You walk into a room and the light's already on. Oh. Are we going down? Are we going down? Oh, here we go. Oh, it's going to the 0. I found the ghost room. It's freezing temps. It just went below the 0. Every ghost will have cold temps, but if it does not go below 1.0, it's not a freezing ghost. You have to see the 0.9 or 0.8 for freezing. On to the next. Dots. Dots are so lovely. It's tier 1. Ugh. Anyway, dot projectors let us see things that normal light does not. Several ghosts can be revealed with the dot projector. All you need to do is find them. So, this is basically what a ghost will look like if it comes into contact with your dots. When a ghost reveals itself in dots form, it will walk toward the closest person if they're inside the same room. Makes for some fun jump scares. You can use this to get the particularly shy ghost to come within range of your dot's infrared lights. Now, you can walk around, but a lot of times we just like to put it down and hopefully get a ghost to walk through, pass by. Bye, ghosties. There you go. Ghost orbs. Now, often when filming with a video camera, investigators have found unexplainable flecks of light to slowly drift across their footage. These have been named ghost orbs. Ghost orbs are the second best way of finding the ghost room. Now, if you think you found it with the temperature, a good way to confirm that is orbs. Most ghost rooms will have orbs. Some will not. And you see, I just saw that orb. Let's see. Oh, there's another. Little fleck. Oh, there's another one drifting down. They're slow and little balls of white. Oh, there's another one. That's a good orb right there. That's how you would tell an orbs. Now the best... Yes, I know. Can I explain further? So the best way is to basically stand in a lighted room with the ghost room off and then aim your camera at it for the orbs. That way you're not losing sanity because you're in the light, but you can still see the orbs in the dark. Bye-bye. Yeet. On to the next room. Now, ghost writing. Some paranormal entities will interact with more objects than others. Basically, you put the book down and hope it interacts with you. A lot of times I have to put 2 books down when I have the chance to buy 2 books because the books have a limited range. Now, I've seen this mistake a lot, so I want to explain. Just doing this, it won't work. You can't just throw the book down. You have to place it down. You see that? If you do not see its range indicator, you're not going to get it. So I'm going to maximize my range here by putting it at the edge of the room. Oh, there it goes. And that would be ghostwriting. On to the next. That's very simple enough. Just place the book in the ghost room and let it do its thing. Sometimes it does take a while, and it does help if you clear out other objects that the ghost can interact with. If you can pick it up, throw it out the room, higher chance of it interacting with the book. The spirit box. Now, this, a lot of people get scared of this. Believe me, it's nothing to get scared about. You do have, most of the time you do have to be alone. Most of the time you do have to be in the dark. But if you've kept your sanity up in the light, being in the dark for a little bit on amateur won't be a big deal. So in the video I saw, they just walked around. You're not going to get a response that way. You do have to press button, and the lights have to be off. Spirit box will never work if the lights are on. So we're going to grab the spirit box. We're going to ask it some questions. Now, since I'm PlayStation, I can't do voice for spirit box, but I do get text prompts. That's all I have to do. So I am looking for a room where I see an interaction. And if you do see a ghost interaction, like it rolls a ball, tosses a toy, something like that, the best thing to do, I almost forgot to turn the light off. Crouch and go over to where it interacted.
Good job.
And that, yes, that would indicate spirit box. And then you immediately get that light back on. Now, I have done it before where I forgot to turn the light out. I'm like, oh, why is it not working? I forgot to turn the light out. You don't always have to use it over an interaction, but it's more helpful and can give you a greater chance. Okay, quit playing around now. I'm leaving. Gives you a greater chance of getting a spirit box response. On to the next. So that's basically all your starter items in the game. You will unlock more, but for now, since you're playing Phasmo for the very first time ever, those are the items that you start with. Now, hunts. If you stay in the dark too long, your sanity will drain and a hunt will happen. Or if you use a cursed object, a hunt will start called a cursed hunt. It is longer than a regular hunt on amateur. So depending on the difficulty, you have a setup timer. Amateurs gets 5 minutes. You have 5 minutes to set up your items, find the ghost room, and get your evidence. If you're lucky, you can do it before ever getting a hunt or getting a low sanity. So basically, we're going to go in and we're going to get haunted.
Something's not quite right. You better hide quickly.
Hold this door. Hold the door.
That was a close one. Congratulations on completing your training.
Yeah, I
You can
know.
exit through the truck by interacting
So
with the keypad.
that's your best bet to stay alive, is hope the ghost doesn't see you going here, because if it sees you going here, it's still going to get you.
Something's not quite right. You better hide.
Oh.
Quickly.
Again?
That was a close one.
I've
Congratulations
never
on completing
seen
your
that
training.
happen.
You can exit through the
Are
truck
you
by interacting
serious?
with the keypad.
Well, lovely day to you too. But that is how you use the beginning items in Phasmophobia. Now we're on to an actual investigation. Hope you enjoyed this portion. On to the next.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you. We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating.
Whoever was here must have summoned the ghost with a cursed object. Investigate it, but be careful. We don't know what it's capable of.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you. We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set up before investigating. Got the intel. Looks like this is going to be a tough one. We've had reports of violence, and it looks like they left in a hurry. back. I've got some jobs ready for you.